And we are live. Hey everybody, how's it doing? Let's see, we got 10 got 20 minutes until the live letter goes on, but yeah, hi. I'm Elliot Fortune Ron, and we're gonna be watching live letter 83 tonight, and it should be 7.1 part 1. Hello good people. Hey Infinite, to check, I believe both one of my mods is sick, the other one I'm pretty sure is fast asleep at this time. May just be a solo show today. Pop out chat. Take the time to while we get set up in the meantime. Love your lowercase talking. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have people who are asleep in the house, so I was definitely doing a little, trying to be a little quieter. But then also, yeah, I went straight from doing a panel at AetherCon, which was lovely and a fantastic time, to doing a bunch of mount farming, which I've probably been doing since probably 8. So I was doing that for like 5 hours. I've been working since 8 a.m. yesterday, and then I did the AetherCon panel. I did mount farming, then I straight into this. So it's been a long day. Indro, good to glad to have you. Raven, good to glad to have you. Light, good to glad to have you. I have to go sleep soon, but want to say hello. Yeah, thanks for joining in. Actually, Infant, do you want to PM me the VOD link by any chance? For the AetherCon, because I'll go ahead and throw it up. I just have a link open to coke, as in like the fuel used for blacksmithing coke, that came from a discussion during mount farming. D-tools, we can get rid of that. I don't need and we definitely need this up. And then I misread it. I thought it was 1:30, but it looks like we've still got a solid another 20 minutes. And also, it doesn't look like I could max out this yet. So go ahead and get my account. Oh, there's Alex. Did I? Okay, cool. What music should we put on the background? Let's put the prelude on the background. Actually, can you even hear that? Because my desktop music's probably... Okay, how's my audio? How's my audio and how's the music? Does the music need to go down a bit? Testing. 1, 2, 3. It's fluctuating between good and very low. Let me turn up my gain a little bit. That'll be a little bit better. Put this closer to my mouth. And there we go. Zach, good to see you. Glad to have you. Good night. I'm 1 East. I am 1 East in the morning. I'm EST as well, so it's 1:34 a.m. for me. Damn, good to see you. Glad to have you. Check in general Discord. Thank you. Infinite. Let me grab that. This music seems a bit heavy in the mix. Cool. Fix that. It's also a bit heavy on my... Let me know if it's too quiet now. Okay. To the person who said you would summon Raven this way, you're right. Music seems a bit heavy. We got that. It's fluctuating. In case anybody wasn't able to catch Ellio's AetherCon panel live Saturday, it's now up on AetherCon. Sweet, sweet. That's all good. The stars aligned for me to be here. I slept 8 p.m. and woke up 2:30 a.m. now. Well, we're glad you could join us. Okay, you guys excited to find out about what 7.1? We probably won't be seeing we won't be seeing a trailer. Things that we probably will see. We may see the first Allied Society quest announced and maybe the race associated with it. Role quest, the 5th role quest that you get after completing all of them. 5th? Caster, melee DPS, range DPS, tank killer. No, sorry, 6th. We might get a side quest, kind of like Tatara's Grand Endeavor or the Omega Beyond the Rift. We will probably get a rough date announcement, and usually it's pretty easy to predict when it was going to be, because it's usually about 4 to 4.5 months. So let's see. Dawn Trail release date was July 2nd, and Walker release date was December 7th. Patch 6.1 release. I think am I wrong? The 0.1 is always a little bit weird, because yeah, December. So yeah, it was 4 months and 1 week. So at current pace, somewhere around November, right? Yeah, we're probably looking at second week of November. Probably what we'll see. They won't say specifically when. They'll probably just say November. Probably maybe get a little bit more about Hildibrand. We'll probably get quite more about the Alliance raid info, but we may not get specifics. We'll be told a little bit about EX3, or at least that there will be EX3. We'll probably have a new real trial announced, which will probably be Byako or Susano. Custom delivery, the first custom delivery will probably be announced. We may get long-term upgrades to 7.x. So, for instance, they may mention Beastmaster, or they may mention more about their the upgrades that are going to the backwards upgrades that they're going to be doing during A Realm Reborn through Endwalker. That's going to go on through 7.3. I wouldn't expect any very specific details. If we did hear anything about Beastmaster, honestly, they'll probably be radio silent, frankly, until pretty late into things. We may get a little bit about cosmic exploration, and we may get a little bit about the occult crescent. With the Shades Triangle. These are things that we now get all of these things. These are just things that be likely to come up. What we most likely won't get is a trailer. We won't get a lot of extreme detail for really many of these things. We won't get specifics on any kind of balance and tweaks, almost certainly. And then we probably won't get a lot in the way of ultimate info. They'll probably give us more on that during the part 2. I would also expect, because we didn't have what was kind of like Live Letter 68, we may see a little bit of a reflection on how they felt Dawn Trail went, or at least some like more general stuff around that. Hello, Helion, good to see you. Glad to have you. We can stay longer. Yeah, no worries, Raven. Get some good sleep. Sentai, good to see you. Glad to have you. Hey, Alex. Hoping for a second part of the Arcadian. A second part of the Arcadian won't be until 7.3 or 7.2. Sorry. So it's always raid, alliance raid, raid, alliance raid, raid, alliance raid. It keeps swapping out. So the 0.0 is raid, the 0.1 is alliance raid, 0.2 is raid, 0.3 is alliance raid, on and on and on to the very end. We won't probably get much at all about Arcadian. In fact, I would be pretty shocked if they mentioned it in any way, other than if they mentioned the first part of the Arcadian, match 1 through 4, things that they either thought or didn't like, or like if they felt that tweaking was wrong or something, and responding to community feedback. That's the only thing I would think if the Arcadian pops up. You won't see anything about it until probably the live letter dealing with 7.2. As a resident cat girl, mods are not here for one reason or another. Lick the like button or not. Be sure to pass it on though. I'm Insanity, good to see, glad to have you. A bit early for Arcadian. Yeah. Infinite, who says I'm not here now. Man, Ray, you a champ. Yukio! Good to see you, glad to have you. Warrior needs more self-healing. Yeah, you know Warrior. Warrior's a selfish lover. They probably mentioned for an outline or some plans to 7.x. Yeah, very likely, especially because we didn't get a sort of encapsulation live letter. I think we definitely will get probably a general overview of 7.x. If we're going to get any other quality of life that they haven't announced thus far, there's a good chance they might mention it there. The only quality of life that we know really that has been mentioned is housing. There's some housing stuff they want to fix, and the 7.1 to 7.3 visual upgrades to old outfits and some of the textures to characters like Hien, right, or Realm Reborn characters like I don't know. Minfilia might have already been upgraded because there are outfits in the costume shop. I'm not sure, but yeah. Luffy, good to see. Glad to have you. Able to catch something early today live, but crashed because of my sleep schedule. No worries, no worries. Thanks for trying to pop in. What are you guys hoping to see out of this? What are you like? What are y'all's big hopes? Man, if they announced something like the long-term quality of life change was glamour dresser or like, you know, transmog or something like that, that'd be great. No reason at all to expect that or to even think that it's not even something they've semi-alluded to. Be cool if they did at some point announce that they were going to be doing their normal version of binding coils, because they kind of alluded to the fact that they're at least aware people really want that. These are pie in the sky things I'm saying. These are not things I at all think will be present. Encyclopedia Eorzean Volume 4. If so, I'm gonna have to muffle myself real fast because other people are asleep in this household and I do not want to wake them. And we all know how loud I get when they mention Encyclopedia Eorzean stuff. Ugh. Hoping to see Yoshi-P. Yeah. Oh yeah. Samuel, good to see. Glad to have you. You'll see Yoshi-P. He'll be here. Has Yoshi-P ever not been in a letter from the producer live? I mean, I don't even understand how that would work, seeing as literally the point is letter from the producer, and he's the P in Yoshi-P stands for producer, Yoshi producer. John, good to see. Glad to have you. Only main quality of life I want is making the term filter case sensitive. That's weird. That's specific, but yeah, that seems like a reasonable ask. More housing space. Yep. Diable, Shadowbringer, Savage Gear. Yeah. So I think as they go back, they're gonna, when they upgrade each of the expansions, Alliance Raid and Raid gear, I think will be dual die channels. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Dawn Trail stuff is, or at least the obviously the Raid. We don't know for the Alliance Raid yet. Light mode it burns. Yeah, I don't. Actually, is there YouTube dark mode? How do you even turn that on? Encyclopedia Eorzean Volume 4, please. Yes, Sentai. Yes, indeed. The Riven Road Unreal. Yeah. Yeah, I would assume it's going to be Susanoo or Byakko. It just depends on if we're going to see... I would put money on Byakko. I think they'll probably skip over Susanoo, Lakshmi, and Shinryu. If only because I think Lakshmi and Shinryu wouldn't be great Unreals. I'm not even sure Susanoo would be a great Unreal. Yeah. I really hope when remake coils for normal, it would be a patch cycle work for 8.x most likely. Yep. It's interesting. We just don't have anything in the 0.4, 0.5 region to expect for quality of life. So it's like, I would be curious to see if they're going to slot anything within that confines. Normal binding coils would be a dream to this day. I never did coil dial sync. It makes me so sad I never did think this fight legit. I will say a lot of binding coils is janky if you fight it sync. I've progged through them Savage synced, and while there's some fights that are enjoyable and it's a really cool experience, it needs a normal mode, and it needs a normal mode for the fact that a lot of people need to be able to experience it when they're completing a Realm Reborn because of how much binding coils sets up aspects of characters like Alphino and Alice, wraps up things from 1.0 or from 2.0. It is like the climax of 1.0 and 2.0 in a way that like you can't, and is so important to things like a part of the payoff of Endwalker, right? So it's just like a normal binding coils is just, I think, an utterly necessary good. Also, how's my visual quality right now? Is it good? Because I can probably bump up my bitrate a little bit because I've been tinkering with some settings. Let's actually see. How's my output right now? Streaming 10. I can up that. Let's try this and see. Tell me if the visual qualities get better. Okay. Diable Evil Easter Gear. I would bet money that if we'll see all the Alliance raids dual die. On normal binding coils and Volume 2 cookbook. Yes, I definitely want that. Unless it's too early for that. I don't think it's too early. When did the Volume 1 cookbook come out? Was that Shadowbringers? It would have been like early Shadowbringers, late Stormblood, right? Because I can't think of any Shadowbringers recipes. No, because there's coffee biscuits in that. No. So it was in the 5x patch content at least. I meant second die channel for Shadowbringer gears. I use a lot of Eden Raid gear for glam. Nice, yeah. Or is the main, like, glaring issue I see with the new socials? The term filter has been so useful for RMT bots for me. See, I don't use it for RMT bots. I specifically don't because I want to be able to report them. Because, like, I think just for me, I would prefer, like, to do something. It's not really doing something, but but they do actually respond. They do actually check out this RMT. Great, good to see. Glad to have you. Which one is this? 83. It's 83. If I mistyped it in chat, yeah, LXX. That's 50 plus 210 plus 310s, so that's 83. Yeah, because 93 would be 4 X's, or would it be? No. It would be XL. No. What's 100? I actually don't know what. I don't think I know what 100 is for Roman numerals. Is it C? I think it's C. Someone says C. Yeah, okay. Click your user icon. Oh, good morning. Morning to you, Crate. Terrell has a lot of recipes, so maybe it's time for a new cookbook. Yeah, definitely. Well, and also there's a lot of Endwalker ones, too. I'll definitely make sure to change it to dark mode after this. I just want to see the Riven Road fight in modern FF Tech. I saw my friend doing that fight back in 1.0. It looked cook as fuck. Oh, the fight against Nail. Okay, sorry. That took me a second to figure out which fight you were talking about, Tam. Right? The Riven Road one is the fight against Nail above... Technically, that fight doesn't that take place technically above part of Kurthus? Binding Coils normal would be really good doubly if you made it MSQ mandatory. I think the thing about MSQ mandatory, well, I just had a whole discussion about this when we were farming mounts, actually. MSQ mandatory gets rough. I mean, look, as far as you ask me, I feel like all alliance raids and raids should be mandatory, but I really am sympathetic and do hear the counterpoints against being forced to do a whole bunch of extra stuff, especially if you just want to keep going in the MSQ. But with things like Eden, now with Gaia being a character that appears, or like, or Omega, they're just too important to not. Looks good. It's almost 8 a.m. I think that's normal for people to wake up. Not for me, but for normal people. Oh, wouldn't that be ballsy thing to start with a Savage Alliance raid? Oh, yeah, speaking of, their Yoshi-P outright just said that there's going to be a Savage Alliance raid, and it, based off of how he was talking, it looked like it was not like Occult Crescent, because he said 7.1, and Occult Crescent supposed to be 7.2, so I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Dream is the MSQ roulette as its original raid formations. Grows a Bahamut for anyone interested. Thank you, Ray Ray. You look fine unless YouTube decided the bit raise for the week. Dr. Bustable, good to see you, Latin. Yeah, I did Coils after 6.5. The conversation with the twins in Garlemald made a lot more sense. Yeah, it probably resonates and makes a lot more sense. And just also the amount that Louis Sois, for instance, the Ragnarok and also Fortunal's relationship with Louis Sois and the twins kind of like makes more sense given that context. Can't wait to see all the Mexican food reap as long as they don't screw it up. I want it bigger so I can blacklist all these. Never good to see you. Glad to have you. Term filters for FC recruitment and RP. Yep, see a Sentry. Okay. Oh, duh, Sentry. Yeah, the OG nail fight over, I think, Mordona. Was it Mordona? I thought it was over, like, part of Kurthus. Because you go out and do it while everyone's going to deal with, like, Cart now and all that stuff. But maybe I'm wrong. I recall the Rim Road is above Kurthus. Okay, I'm pretty sure it is. Actually, you know what? I have EE1 right here. I'm pretty sure EE1 mentions the battle during 1.0. Let's check our lore factoids and not just make professions about what's true when you don't have a primary source. That's how you end up like a wiki. I shouldn't make fun of wikis. People do good work and hard work to try and make sure information's available, but also they often put conjecture as facts. When the White Raven arrived at the Western Theater, nations, 3 great continents under Garlean rule, towards the events that... Breath, infiltration account. Ooh. Oh, okay, it's just the gameplay trailer. The Winter Chancellor, ambitious of the Pulitzer Agreement. Plans. How's the volume, guys? Like, is it very quiet or is it... Kurthus. Yep, Riven Roads and Kurthus. Quiet? Cool. Okay, I'm at 5 now, and I'll turn it down to 10 when Yoshi-P starts talking. So let me see. Let me get... Remember that I will probably be reading the translations over them, or I will be doing it myself. So if you can't hear them, it's mostly just because they are speaking Japanese. And there's not a lot to say. Here's the man, the myth, the legend. His shirt's so cute. Oh, it's got the little guys on them. It's got the... Oh, and he's got the Warrior of Light t-shirt. So we've got Yoshi-P and Foxconn. Okay, when I'm talking right now while he's talking, is he distractingly loud to the point that it's impossible to tell what I'm saying? Nope, okay. Levi, good to go out, yeah. Yoshi-P and Foxconn walking on stage. This panel is the last one for Square Enix stage at Tokyo Game Show. Foxconn, did you almost just mispronounce your own name? Sorry, not Foxconn, more. Actually, he introduced himself with a different name, it seems like. Or at least they use a different title. That is a really cute shirt. I definitely want that shirt. I love the colors on it. Man, I'm so glad colors seem to be making a comeback lately. Yoshi-P, well, you just pointed out that this is the last panel, right? I've been on, what, half of them? And my introductions have been different for all of them. So that's why he nearly mispronounced his own name. Oh, they already put up the shirt, Nevik? Oh, sweet. I mean, you think it's bad now, John. I remember in the fucking 360 era when, you think when everything was piss yellow or dirt brown. In order to pass the link, you may need to message each other on the Discord. I think Ray has it set to not necessarily pass it. Oh, Zenro! Thank you so much for the $9. Thank you. It will be put to good use. I'm moving in about a week, actually this time, or a week or 2 weeks. We'll see. It's the first week or second week of October. So, also, if you have emos right now because you paid your $1 for, go ahead and do your Gobble Berms. We got. Do them for plush sticks. Gobble Berms. Okay. And Yoshi-P, and when it's the two of us, you're usually on the MC stage leading the talks, but I have done for the first time yesterday, and it's difficult to not step on the spotlight myself and put a focus on the guests. Foxconn, and today will be about 7.1. So let's begin. Gobu, maybe? Am I reading Gobu? Gobu? Gobu, I think Gobu. They'll probably, he sometimes does at live ledgers like this, like he did somewhat at 68, but he may do it more in interviews. So I wouldn't, bank on it, but it's not impossible. Especially with it's a more focused press event in the Tokyo Game Show. Okay, Yoshi-P, we've got a lot of feedback after the release of 7.0. We hope we can show a bit of what we managed to implement for 7.1 today. Yoshi-P feels lighter without guests. Foxconn, since today is part 1, there won't be any in-game footage. That's pretty much what we would have expected. The only thing that would have been surprising is if maybe they showed us an Alliance Raid map, but not a fight or the enemies. I wouldn't count that out yet, Tim. I wouldn't count that out. Okay, so that's ultimate weapons refrain. I'm guessing like a combination Oracle of Darkness and Light. This is Shadow Lord, so this is going to be the Alliance Raid. And this is maybe 7.1, and is that what I think it is? Also, Cloud of Darkness. What the fuck is the Cloud of Darkness do? Are they... Oh, shit! They're going to do... The Savage is going to be Crystal Tower, or World of Darkness. It's going to be one of those. This is going to be the Savage, I bet. Is that Prish? I think... Which makes sense. Instead of starting with 7.1, they're going to start doing Savages of the old ones and work their way up. It does look like Prish. They've even got the headdress and everything. Prish is from 11, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that makes sense. Interesting that he's fighting Bakul Jaja. Yoshi-P, if we had live demonstrations here on stage, that would be a wholly different story of what we had to pay attention to. I'm in the middle of checking the patch, so there's no trailer yet today. What we expected. We haven't even started on it yet. I will be overseas starting again next week. We got a patch, art, and title. Oh, we're going to get title. Let's start at the top. This is this art. So this is, I think, the ultimate. This is the Alliance Raid. This is, and actually all of these three things are all the Alliance Raid, I'm assuming. And then this is the Savage. But what's interesting about this is that this may kind of implies that... These are both the Alliance Raid? That seems odd. Is this going to be the MSQ? I'm so curious. This is fascinating. Okay, yep, this is supposed to relate to Reen and Gaia in the next Ultimate Raid. Makes sense. Oracle of Light and Darkness. Ooh, patch 7.1, Crossroads. And in the middle, we have two-headed character that none of us in the dev team thought would become so popular. Apparently, they didn't think Bakul Jaja would become popular. Hoverboard mount, yes, please. Yeah. Maybe Bakul will be involved with the Vana'diel. I mean, based off of this, I would go with it. The question is the Vana'diel, or at least is this Prish and other stuff going to be involved in the MSQ? Where can we find live translations? Your best bet is to find them over on the Final Fantasy XIV subreddit. Or subreddit, oh my god, Discord, with translations by Biuna and Luna. They usually do them. I'm reading them as they're coming out live. You should be mispronouncing the Japanese tile and mix it up with a movie. Basically, as the second there are translations, that's where you'll have them. Plot twist, Alliance Raid is tied into the MSQ. It wouldn't be the first time. I mean, Crystal Tower... Yep, mid-November, just like I said. Probably second week. Unless they want to go for a 4 month and 2 week instead of 4 month and 1 week, in which case we'll see it second week. Crossroads, not Crossroads of something, not something Crossroads. Holy moly, this stuff is getting serious. What have I missed? I just got here. You've missed almost nothing. We got a poster for the 7.1 patch, and we know its name is called Crossroads. On the poster seems to be an image of a Reen as an Oracle of Light and Darkness. Seems to be a combination, and that's probably for the Ultimate, or it is for the Ultimate. Shadow Lord, which is going to be the Alliance Raid. Prish from 11, and Bakul Jaja fighting. It's not clear if that's an Alliance Raid or not. And then Cloud of Darkness down at the bottom, which I'm theorizing may be the Savage Alliance Raid they announced. New main scenario quest. Shocking. Who could have foreseen such a thing? As an experienced Yoshi-P, as an experienced FF player, you probably already know what date this will be, but we can't confirm. A few screenshots, MSQ related. Oh, interesting. Memories of Zerolja. I wonder if this seems like an echo vision. So whose memories is it? So I'm gonna go back real quick. I just want to see the prior. Yeah, so we got Galulja, unless it's Galulja's memory of his father. I'm going with Galulja as a clone. It would make sense with what preservation was up to. Also, who's Zerolja fucking? Like, right? Like, no. Zerolja ain't taking time. He's a battle sexual. He ain't taking time for that. It's shown from a low angle. That's another good point why it could be Galulja's. Give me more Kona. Looks like you're getting it. Hey, Pelu Pelu. Hey, Alex is like, quest to Pelu Pelu. So we're definitely getting Pelu Pelu, and we're definitely getting Moblins. Like, let's just be real. Pelu Pelu blue. We're definitely getting Moblins. So the question is, what's the last one? Is the last one going to be a big surprise? Or is it going to be like Mammaljaw? I expected but Yokui. Yeah, the question to me was it going to be Yokui or was it going to be Pelu Pelu? Like that, I wasn't sure which one they were going. I thought it was going to be Yokui too, but I'm definitely perfectly happy with the Pelu Pelu. New Allied Society quest, the Pelu Pelu. they're talking about all the various colors of them. The Pelu Pelu here. The rainbow, Oh, interesting. They're in Kozumauka, so it's interesting that it's Kozumauka and not them dealing with like Yokui. Is that a male or female Pelu Pelu? I don't know that I can tell off that. I'd have to look closer. Should we add pink and green too? They say. To be fair, there already is a pink one. Yeah, the Hanu. Maybe because Yokui will be one too. It's possible, especially if they're in Kozumauka. Then But the thing is if that we got Moblin, Yokui, and Pelu Pelu, we have a whole lot of Yaktael representation and no Jactaral. Yaktaral and not any Jactaral. Yeah, you can already get Pelu Pelu clothes from Workers Dormer. Thanks, V. Also morning. Mighty Morphin Pelu Pelu Rangers. Oh? Custom delivery? Oh, Pelu Pelu is going to be for battle jobs. Pelu Pelu is going to be for battle jobs. So I'm assuming that Moblin will either be crafter. Custom deliveries, yep. No wicked. And she, if I'm not mistaken, she was with the trains, right? Can Pelu Pelu even fight? No, but that's probably why they need us. And also, I bet you will be working with the Yokui who's trying to become an adventurer on it. The train driver lady, yeah, okay. I was right already. She's the wife, yeah, that died, the version of her that died in the first. Rebuild the trains with her? Ooh, I like that idea. Yep. That's gonna be a fun story. This might not have been expected for NPs for a new custom delivery. I think it makes sense. That's in the ballpark. Additional role quest. Yep, just like I said. Extra story. Oh, extra story. Flora, so far you missed the picture, the poster for patch 7.1 and its name, Crossroads. There's some interesting stuff on it, mainly around the Alliance raid and the Ultimate, and maybe the Savage Alliance raid. Beyond that, pretty much everything that we would have expected, that we've kind of been talking about of late. So far, my bingo list, I'm 5 for 5. Actually, 7 for 7. Because I also called no trailer. Oh, interesting. This isn't Hydaelyn. Why Hydaelyn? This is in the Sigoli Desert. Interesting. A bunch of group of different hunters or different people. Yoshi-P, as we've said before, if you have completed all world quests in 7.0, there will be additional world quests. But you need to have completed all the 7.0 ones. This is the same thing that happened in Shadowbringers, same thing that happened in Endwalker. The allies from the world quest, yeah. Additional Whatchamakey quests. God, I love that name. It's so funny. Hildibrand is going to have a villain tie Nashu to the train tracks. I'm calling it now. Oh, look, all I know is that we're going to be fighting, definitely having a trial on the biggest bridge, on the Zorgor, the Boundless. Yoshi-P, you got so used to saying Whatchamakey. Foxon, no mistakes anymore. ジョブ系のロールクエストに比べて、さらにね結構濃い登場人物たちがいて、If we don't fight on the bridge, we riot. いろんなクラスクエストあったと思うんですけど、それらがひとまとまりになって。The moment they showed that bridge in the trailer, I immediately thought I smell a Greg fight. ちょっとフィナーレというところをしっかりご覧いただけたらなと思ってます。はい、もう一枚あるかな。スクリーンショット見ましょう。Some of the gobbles. More of the marbles. More of the marbles. 切り替わる人かな。この人も混ざってくるんで、そうですね。ややこしいことになりそうな気もしますけどね。ややこしそうですね。はい。はい、ありがとうございます。There's not a lot of so far. There's not a lot that's really. 続いては新たにスタートしていく。ストーリーものがございまして、ちょっとまずスクリーンショット見てみましょう。Okay. Hey, here we go. Here's your moment, Ray. Here's your moment. Oh God, man. Oh my God, Hildibrand's gonna be in Solution 9. Inconceivably further Hildibrand adventures. I'd also like to point out there is a bridge from Heritage Found to Everkeep. There's quite a few bridges around. Yoshi-P says the quest is sort of a final for the business district when talking about the Whatchamakey stuff. Yoshi-P also said, but we're starting with this new side storyline as well, the Dawn Trail version of Hildibrand. Not much yet, and just a bit of an introduction. Okay, so she has a bomb, and someone's putting it out. She's got a bomb already, guys. I'd know that model anywhere. Yoshi-P, I'm sure you guys have lots of questions, so one more screenshot. Oh, never mind. I guess this doesn't show much. So we're only getting these two for Hildibrand. Oh, 9th reflection version of Hildibrand. That's a thought. To be fair, we never encountered a reflection of Hildibrand on like the first or anything, so maybe he's not a bearer of a sundered soul or a split. We should get a bomber job next call. No. New Game Plus support for 7.0. That's what we were expecting. It's pretty standard to get New Game Plus in 7.1.
現状のクエストのフラグは維持したまま、もう一回体験できますよという強くてニューゲームですが、
I know some people find it boring, but I do still find it charming the level to which you can basically set your watch to the information given in the patches sometimes in the live letters. Main scenario quest, job quest, role quest. Job quest? Oh, well, I guess Viper and Pictomancer. Yoshi-P. 7.1 is a sort of prologue for the Dawntrail version of Hildibrand, but it should show the direction of where we're going. Yoshi-P says everything from the 7.0 MSQ will be available as New Game Plus.
では続いていきましょう。続いてこちらです。どうぞ。
はい。
Duty support.
まあ全てのメインクエストに登場する ID は
対応しましたよね。
しました。したはずなんです。
Go on.
さらにですね。
Support for non-main scenario quests should be implemented moving forward. Ah, this is what I was. Yep. Because they said that the duty support would be what had already been done, that they already did it for the MSQ. So they're going and doing it now, duty support for quests and dungeons to be implemented moving forward. So basically, you're gonna have duty support for everything, every dungeon. I'm kind of surprised they're doing it, but they're Eorzean gonna be red. And MSQ trials, please. They haven't said anything about that. However, there's still space on this slide. Sorry, translations are going a bit slow on the Discord, so I'm trying to listen myself.
本当にメインクエスト以外の ID 結構はちゃめちゃやってるんですよ。
いや、そうでしょうね。
まだギミックの作り方も手探りで安定してなかった頃なので、まあコンテンツサポーター対応するとかなり
そうか。作り替えも発生するんですよね。
出てくるんで、そんなにたくさんね、1回のパッチではいけないんですけど、今回はそれでこちらです。
Support for Hydaelyn will be added in 7.1. Just Hydaelyn? One dungeon? Yoshi-P, we did say main scenario quests would be enough for duty support, but we will slowly be starting to add support of dungeons that aren't required for MSQ2. I suppose that makes sense. If you get like one per patch, they only have to go up to Stormblood, right? So that's what, maybe about 20? Realm Reborn's kind of the worst offender, so maybe like 20, 25. It's not like they'll have to, like they'll never catch up, because once you hit trusts, you don't have to worry about it. It's probably not a high priority, yeah, and nor necessarily should it be, but it's definitely good. It's good quality of life. Not even Holly Hard. Well, Holly Hard is effectively, there's no different for them for the most part. Having to set up duty support for Holly Hard is no difference than just doing another one. Like it's not like they can probably carry a lot of it over, because they're basically having to do it bespoke. All the Novice updates make it more useful, please. We might take 10 years though, or unveil maybe one day. Yoshi-P says. You don't. All of the intermediate is called extremes. In the end, isn't Duty Finder just really the Hall of the Intermediate? Okay, so they're talking about how, like, Hall of the Novice does not necessarily teach you fundamentals that are important around, like, playing a job like skill rotation. Yes, training for specific battle mechanics will be added. So they basically want to make it more practical. Like, more, like, actually useful for teaching you all the fundamentals going into the game. Rather than just the basics of the basics. Unlocked to level 49. So basically, they're making a Hall of the Novice update. The Hall of this is kind of Hall of the Intermediate. From what they're talking about, it's basically your battle rotation, training for specific battle mechanics. This is Hall of the Intermediate. I don't think they're calling it that, obviously, but it basically is that.
ってきましたので
Where's the hall of
見ていただきま
mediocre?
しょう
You play with other people and we help you out and you learn.
なるほどね
That's where it
どう
is.
すればいいか
The hall of mediocre is in your
ど
heart.
うすればいいかという訓練
大概若葉ついた方がこのマーカーが初めてつくと果てしなく
逃げ
マップの
るんですよ
外ま
ね
で
そう
Yoshi-P, we're still debating about rotations because that would be a big cost, but we're starting with training specific for mechanics. Yeah, the problem with rotations is that because they basically would need to update it every time they update jobs. And that's like, that is a lot of overhead to be constantly, and like once they commit to it, they're committed to it.
どうすればいいのかみたいなのを
なるほどなるほど
実際にプレイをしながら
All that haven't played this class in years and need a refresh. Yeah, to be fair, a lot of us could use that
シェア
hall.
マーカーですね皆さん合ってましたか
合ってました
To be fair, Reagan, they do a lot to try and make it not necessarily required, but heavily be like, hey, go do this.
はいはい
ありますね
I think requiring it is probably a bad idea because there's already a huge amount of overhead for people to play through that a lot of people like bounce off of the game because they can't allow it to get going.
しっかり
I
作ってありますんで
think it's better as something that they incentivize players to use and recommend, but not try to overly force it to take a water to drink. Try to force a water. Try to force. Oh, you fucking know the phrase. Yeah, it's good to go at it. I was more thinking of a different type of tank busters. Tank alone. Yeah, definitely.
お題形式でこうクリアしていくみたいな形になってるので
If you stack with the NPC, you'll learn the hard way what happens, Yoshi-P
覚えて
says.
いけるんじゃないかな
I'm sure everyone has seen a Sprout get this marker for the first time, how they have no idea what to do and run away from the group when you see the group chasing the stack marker. That was to the sack part. So this is the tank. It doesn't help that that symbol is not universal and also has different meanings in certain contexts. For instance, sometimes it's a laser blast, sometimes it's a straight tank attack.
まあ痛いやつだよねみたいな俺に来ないけど私に来ないけどみたいな
Oh, it would, Tim. It would have to. So they would have to basically commit to the long term of doing it.
説明をさせていただいております
この辺りに来ると雰囲気でなんとかなってる人ももしかしたらいるかもしれない
まあこれが出始める頃のレベルだと
はい
まあなんとなく
そうね
まあなんとなく
When's the first time you would see this now?
関係ないけど
It's not Mogomog,
なので
right?
これ皆さんがチャレンジされる
はい
ロールによってちゃんと
All I know is Mogomog has become a wonderful first trial now. I mean, it's not technically first. I guess technically Dekumana would be. Well, I mean, Garuda, Titan, all those guys. But, like, real trial. Like 8-man, full-on 8-man. Dude, Mogomog actually teaches you all the basic symbols. Mog is the first twin? Okay. Or Dekumana has a braid. Yoshi-P, anyone that hasn't played Tank doesn't think too much about this marker as we have for Tank-specific mechanics. All they know is something that is unrelated to me, but it hurts. So we have added this one as well. And boy, as a Tank main, will I say that they're not wrong. I am a pathological Tank main. It's a disease, it's a sickness. Would be blasphemy announced that I hate Moogles in general. No, you like what you hate, like whatever you like. I think that's, I don't say that's weird, but I like Moogles. Moogles are great. But no. I love that it's Moogles. Which one is Porta Dekumana? Porta Dekumana is the ultimate weapon. Yeah. Yeah, Dekumana is a form. I'm pretty sure all the, yeah.
複合で襲いかかってくるこれらのギミックをちゃんとこなしていただくという卒業試験にもなっておりますので、まあもちろんねこれをやらないとコンテンツにアタックできないっていうわけではないので、
はい
初心者の方気楽にプレイしていただければと思うんですが、とにかく遊びながらちゃんと覚えられる仕組みっていうのを今回作りましたので、まあここからまたさらに発展させて。タンクのヘイトスイッチをどうするんだとか、もう一度
Sorry, I'm so rusty in Japanese. I'm not. I use it so little. I've used it so little the past couple of years that like. Yeah. I only get bits. We start with easy indicators, but things like look away markers, explanation for towers are in there as well. Every experienced player already knows what a tower is, but that's not how we can start to explain those, right? In the end, there will be a graduation exam. Of course, it's not required for players to keep playing and doing content. But at least there's a specific tool you can send people on their way to go play, rather than just explaining concepts. Like, you really can't undervalue how much it matters. The same way that, like, as an expert player, you'd be like, why would anyone really need duty support? The amount of players that have joined the game that I know that have gone from Sprouts who are afraid to tank to Savage Raiders that purely thanks to duty support, getting them comfortable, is now up to 12 people. So, and that's just since 6.0 or 6.1.
でやっぱりまあ絶が来るのでとはいえ PVE 側のバランス調整気にされてる方もいると思うんですけ
PvP
ど
update.
基本は極端な
That could mean anything. That could mean map updates. That could mean
の中で
stats.
部分を強化するっていう形で揃えようと思ってるのでまあちょっと激しく数値が下がるみたいなこと
Yoshi-P says we have prepared tooltips.
なしにしてそのままスムーズに絶にチャレンジしてもらえるようにしようかなと思ってます。それらはですね
We almost certainly will not get any kind of like clear-cut definition if there will be any PvP changes to jobs and what those will be in specific. They do have an announcement further about it. They want to talk. Extensive update to PvP action execution and hit detection. Interesting.
全部リファクタリングして、リファクタリングってプログラムをきれいに書き直すみたいな意味なんですけど、変えました今回。今までって押した攻撃パケットを送った時にもう判定もしちゃってるので。So
they're having a lot of issues with, like, for instance, you're doing an action, but because your packet doesn't hit the server, because of how, like, packets hit the server, it's so, like, you all know that, like, you're basically constantly living in a 2-second difference time zone whenever playing 14. I mean, to be fair, the problem is not tank crowd control abilities. The problem is that you can Dark Knights can pull you in, and then asks can all dump their attacks on you, and you can't do crap other than bubble if you have it, or if you have a job that can flee. Frankly, the only thing that I think is really a problem is Dark Knight combos. I hate getting one hit KO. But the thing is, you can avoid Sam's limit breaks pretty easy because, or not even limit breaks, but like the limit breaks, they get stuck, right? But you can maneuver, and as long as you're healing and making sure you're not just like at low health, it's hard for them to do much. What people let them do is if you hit them when they've got their, what's it called, the blue ability, and then they can get you down to like by 30 to 70%, and then they limit break you. It's like, oh. I mean, if they're killing you with one hit KO straight up with full health, it's because their battle high is really high, which is not, like, having really high battle high is just always going to be a problem. If your main issue with front lines is latency, this should be helping you. Yoshi-P, there will be PvE job balance changes for 7.1 that I won't be going into detail today. If only someone had called that. But we're trying not to nerf anything, especially with Ultimate in mind, and buff jobs within roles where needed. Machinist, this one's for you. He didn't say that, I said that. More details in the next Producer Live letter. God, the part 1, part 2 is always the same. Now PvP. We made changes to hit detection. A good example are the Machinist limb breaks and Primal Random Warrior. A lot of times the animation hasn't even gone off fully yet, but the effect, like stun registered on you. This is changing now, and you can react with shields once you see an animation start. You're not wrong, Floor. PvP job actions, additions, and adjustments. I will be shocked if they go into any specific detail. Okay, he's giving some examples. Okay, so there's going to be some new actions. Not just additions, but straight up like new additions to some characters. Some jobs. So instead of, but I shielded and healded, player responses of saying, instances of, but I shield or healed should be reduced by a lot with this new system. For every job, we're adding new PvP actions, except for Viper and Pictomancer since they are absolutely new. Honestly, I'm still perfectly happy with Scholar. Like, if I could just keep playing my Scholar in PvP, I'm good. It's so funny. I hate playing Scholar in PvE. It's like probably my least favorite job, and I wouldn't ever play anything else in PvP. It's so much fun. For every my beloved black Yoshi-P says my beloved black mage is changing a lot, so the play field for some jobs might be very different. Arena improvements for the Red Sands and Cloud9. Interesting. I like Cloud9. I wonder what they're going to be switching up. Red Sands, I can see some changes. Balance adjustments for Frontline and Rival Wings. How about a Rival Wings roulette? Give us a daily duty roulette for Rival Wings. Please. I'll beseech you. I think you're probably shouting to the wrong person if you want PvE Black Mage to change. Yoshi-P is probably the last person to be on your side for that one. Just a speculation on as a Black Mage main. And someone on the dev team. Rival Wings is so much fun. The problem is you can't play Rival Wings unless it's a Moogle Tombstone, an itinerant Tombstone event, because no one's playing it. But if it was a daily roulette, you'd have some people playing it. If just for the XP. Talking about the new abilities and the different modes like Crystalline Conflict. There will be big updates for Frontlines in 7.2, and this is prep for it. Interesting. I wonder if we're gonna get the Kurthin, not Kurthin, the Cartno map back. Is it bad I want to capture the flag PvP mode? No? I would love a more like objective based. They used to be, the game modes used to be a more objective in with like frontline stuff, but now I mean they're still objective based because it's the crystal towers, but like it's not like the tome, it's not the same way. Ooh. New dungeon, Yuweyawata Field Station. Interesting. With the ambient background, this would imply that it's either... Well, no, because Vanguard... Yuweyawata. This is probably... Oh, you know where this is. I know where this is. I bet this is out east of Heritage Found, where you can see the towers continue far out into the distance. And I also bet, based off of that, the forest around it, it's where you can see on the world map. Oh crap, that's the wrong map. No. Interesting. That's Electrope. This is raw Electrope. You can see it in the Heritage Found mining area. Oh, this is probably where a lot of people are put who are sick with the Levin sickness. This looks like hospital beds. I bet you that's where this is. I wonder if the Levin sickness is getting worse or becoming morphing. If it is causing physical changes, like some of the ways that we've made it analogous to Sin Eaters. So I think geographically where this probably is out here. Yoshi-P, there is glass there. If we have a wall made of glass in 14, usually it breaks. Get ready for some Levin zombies, I'm guessing. Looks like a horror game location. Yeah, It doesn't bode well. That, or it's where preservation was doing some experimentation. It's one of those two things. If it's also, if we're right about where how Gululja is a clone, this could be also a cloning facility, or at least a creation of bodies or replicas. That's another possibility. The fact that Gululja was shown earlier in the MSQ specifically, and we also seen Zoralja and some of his memories of him. Is that blood? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. It looks... maybe. It looks black, but the lighting makes it hard to... It's green lighting, so that would make it look black. It could be blood, yeah. Hey, Echoes of Enadil. Yoshi-P, I'm already done with the producer-director checking the dungeon. The third boss is very engaging. Buxcom, this dungeon bosses have been something lately. Yoshi-P, yeah, it might make you feel like, don't do this, guys. He's asking people who play, if there's people who played 11. Yeah, yeah. Yoshi-P is asking the audience who has played 11. New alliance races. Can you just at least give me some understanding as to what is an interpretation of Vana'diel? Like, how are we doing this? Yoshi-P's also looking at the comments currently for other 11 players. I want to play 11 more too, Crepe. I've played it some at this point. The problem is mechanically it just drives me insane because it's just like it's something. But I've been spending a lot of time reading the lore, like reading all of the lore and reading all the stories and the dialogue and stuff, so I at least have a good sense for the plot at this point. Hey, we're gonna get a screenshot. Come on, show me something. Well, no, because you said no footage. Well, no, okay. Oh, this looks like which one of those? The starting not Rosa. Selbina? No. Which name is it? One of you guys plays 11 and will know. Sendoria? The Sendorian. I can't. Junon. Juno, the first walk. Echoes of Vana'diel, Part 1. Juno, the first walk. So presumably we are walking through memories? It's definitely not shard travel. The 11th reflection is not Vana'diel. I can promise you that, because Vana'diel's metaphysics and its story and its lore and its everything about Vana'diel does not work with 14. It's not a reflection. Do we could travel the interdimensional rift and make that work? Maybe, but it's not a reflection. If they could interpret it as a reflection. So if like one of the reflections is like an interpretation of Vana'diel, like what with Ivalice, sure, yeah, but it's definitely not actual 11. Juno was the hub city. Okay. Yeah, echoes of Vana'diel, literally. Yeah. This is the world of Final Fantasy XIV, but we had staff working on this that worked on Final Fantasy XI version as well. Memory travel with Eorzean like how we did with Miko, so... Yeah, I mean, memories stored within, the same way that we tap into the memories of Memoria. And also point out, depending on the canonicity of the 11 crossover, like, if Iroha is around still, then you could do something like that with actual Vana'diel by connecting it through the interdimensional rift. It's just definitely not a reflection. I doubt they're going to go that direction, but it's possible. Because Iroha being around means that we could tap into those memories.
スクリーンショットございます。
Oh!
ね
What's interesting is that this like Luke reminds me of the Tomb of the Shadow Lord where you see the cutscene, but that background also reminds me of Wings of the Goddess.
え、そうですね。
何なのかというのがわかると思うんですけど、
いやー、そうですか。これは賑やかなレイドになることでしょうよ。
そうですね。
This looks like Golbez Palace. It's definitely the Shadow Lord's keep. Like if I pull up Shadow Lord,
あるんじゃないかなと。
マジっすか。
if I showed
これ
you
はやばいですね。
an image of when you like fight him
ちょっと
first.
誰が誰を防御してるかみたいなのを見ながら24人で挑んでいただきますので、結構新しいそれに応じて試みもたくさん詰まった。
確かにな。
うん。
コメント、え、もう闇王なのっていうコ
Uh,
メントも
I'll find it later, but yeah.
そうなんですよ。
Yoshi-P, one more screenshot. As an 11 player, you probably know what character could be found in this area. Yeah, it's the Shadow Lord for sure.
そうね。
ね
Important question: will there be a wind-up Galka minion? We never got one in Eureka.
見えております
Good,
が、
maybe.
まあもちろん11
Especially Galka would be cool because of the Shadow Lord with the
0
Galka.
から100まできっちり楽しんでいただけるように当然14チーム作ってますんで、このねエコーズ・オブ・バナディールシリーズをきっかけに11により
Foxconn. Chad is asking if we've already going for the final boss.
我々クリエイティブスタジオ3
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we fight the Shadow Lord as the final enemy in this. There's a lot of other enemies they could do as a final enemy later. I mean, look, not one we could Promethea, the Zillar,
お知らせなんですが
Lilith.
ちょっと
There's like a ton of. There's so many things we could do that they bought. The cloud, their version of the Cloud of Darkness, their version of Odin.
まあ14日本語ベースでカタカナとかでやったんですけど、どうしても雰囲気が出ない。
Yoshi-P, I wonder. There have to be multiple alliance raids, right? Yes. So if we're starting with the Shadow Lord, then where are we going from there?
すいません、バグではないのでご承知おきください。パッチノートにもねちゃんと書こうと。
Sorry, that's all they're going to show us for now.
ちょっと細かいんですが。
Yoshi-P, but there is a big announcement for the Japanese player
闇の王がい
base.
たとしたらここに出るのは闇の王じゃなくてシャドウロードって出てる。ああかっこいい。
出るとしたらね。
出るとしたらね。出ると。
そうです。やっぱねちょっと収まり悪いんですよ。
はあはあ、まあでもなんかちょっとわかります。
わかりますよね。
はい。
そうなんです。
なるほどな。
なんでその辺はちょっとちゃんと。
I wonder if they changed the name to go with like the more English localization name because it's different than the Japanese name.
個人的には私もですね、いつだっけな、2、3週間後の初見メンバーに招集されておりますので、大変楽しみにしております。
Should.
そうね。
Yoshi-P, as you know, the names 11 have been displayed as alphabetical letters, not like 14 in
なる
Japanese.
ほど。だいぶ終盤。
PD チェックかなんかだと思います。
あ、じゃあ多分それね、最終ですね。
総まとめの頃に、じゃあ一番仕上がったやつを。
そうです。バトルチームなし。
あ、なるほど。
吉田以外誰も知らない。
マジ初見。
そうそう。できればロールもシャッフルしてみたいなやつで最後やるんですけど、
いや
それにアサインされてますね。
Yoshi-P, changing this for 14 would have felt weird, so the name will not be written in Japanese during these alliance raids.
ぜひストーリー展開も含めて、ご注目いただけると大変嬉しいです。
どうぞご期待ください。
So it'll be Shadow Lord.
ご紹介でした。
Interfos EX3. Told you they were going to announce it.
ですよね。
7.1 ですから。
ですよね。
Minstrel Ballads, Fiend's Burden. I wonder if we'll see another world that she'll show us, like how you see when you do the hole in the wall.
正面から改めて見るとめちゃかっこいいな。
かっこいいですね。
Yeah, so Reagan, that's what I was saying with the interdimensional rift. That's one possibility, with kind of how the infinite continuum of possibility that the interdimensional rift seems to exemplify. But yeah, this fight was fun except for the whole.
私も知ってましたよ。
はいはい、そりゃね。
ただ私はこいつは嫌いです。そもそもノーマルが嫌いです。
I really love the Interfos. I mean, I love all the fights. So I definitely would love Workers Armor and Everkeep EX even more.
誰かが必ず床に倒れたり何度かそういう状態でクリアしたうちの
I'm just gonna say it flat out. If you're here for a bunch of Wuklama, hey, I'm not really that interested.
何が苦手なの
Yeah, if you've been playing for a while, you already knew what 7.0 trial would be, but I don't, but Yoshi-P says, Foxconn says, but I don't like this one. Like, what have you guys done with the normal mode even? I'm a healer. I don't like this. Yoshi-P, which mechanic do you dislike?
2人とも言ってまうっていうのがね稀によくある
あそこはでもリリース前
Foxconn, I don't even know. Absolute something. It's just wild.
いや確かに輝けるあそこを乗り越えればもう一気に輝ける
ヒーラーの
My thing with Interfos is I definitely wanted a harder version right away because like there's so many like I'm so excited to see what they do with it.
さそれにしちゃ無理に輝かせようとしてむちゃくちゃやってきとらんみたいなね印象あると思うんで
Yoshi-P, we did debate if we might have been a bit too much. No, the normal mode isn't that. The normal mode only has like a couple mechanics. If anything, I was really thankful if the normal mode was a little bit more challenging. Not really much.
ありえないでしょ
ちょっともう一枚あります
はいもう一枚ございます
And you have room to recover.
いやーどうでしょう
Oh, interesting. This is an Iceland,
どこに行ったんだ
or maybe it's the empty.
ちょっと一枚戻してもらえます
戻しましょうか
Oh, I wonder if the two other, like, if we're gonna go to two other worlds, and the two other worlds it's gonna show is gonna be the empty, the 1st and the 13th. Because this looks a lot like it could be the empty. Based off of those. Because those aren't just ice, they're white, if you look around.
半透明の薄っぺらい板がありますね
Yoshi-P, will be interesting to see what happens with that in EX. Might be friendlier than normal mode. Yeah, Foxconn. As if. Yoshi-P, well, one more screenshot. As you can see, we changed places. Where did we even go? I think this is the empty.
いやーもうそうね
だってこれ明らかに両サイドの腕からビーム
I don't think it's the burn, no.
はいこれ打ちますね
だからあれどっちかサイドにまず寄りなさいだと
そういうことですね
思うんですけど
I don't think those are ice. I think that's supposed to be like either data or aether. You can see the like underlying system stuff underneath it.
まあぜひそんなブローチ
Maybe it is. Maybe it is
ご
that.
期待いただいて楽しんでください
これ動くってことはまた
I mean, we know she's using the key in the fight to either transport or at least show another world. Like she says, I forget what the line exactly is, but she says basically merging worlds when you change over to the hole in the wall land. So I think
ぜひご期待ください僕エターナルクイーン
I think that's what they're gonna go for. And the thing is that if they do the 13th or the 1st, or if they do the 1st, they can show places that we already know about, so they don't have to worry about kind of like using the 4th, 8th, or 11th.
なんか着物の柄で見たな
New Unreal. Hey, Byakko called it. The only question was Suzanne or Byakko. Dude, I actually am looking forward to the Jade Stoa Unreal.
いや
そうか白虎か
Yoshi-P says I can't, or Foxconn says I can't trust the bridge between those platforms. Here, let me go back. Actually, let's go back a couple seconds.
エターナルクイーン透滅
Yoshi-P, she clearly shows that she is shooting lasers from her arms, right? So you have to move the platforms, but after you move the bridge, it might disappear. Foxconn, there will be plenty of rewards at least, right? Yoshi-P, most definitely. I hope I can show it in the next producer live letter.
なんか着
New Unreal Trial, the Jade Stoa Unreal.
ということで新たな現透滅戦のお知らせでこちらが現白虎聖魂戦となります
いや
Unreal, is that supposed to be harder than Ultimate? No. Unreal is a thing that you can do weekly. What it is it's a old trial that is brought up to the proper level and balanced for it. So you will be fighting Byakko at level 100, but so it's effectively synced, but you're synced at 100 with all of your abilities and skill for current content for an old fight. They're around for a couple months, sometimes a patch, sometimes 2 patches. And you will be able, if you kill them weekly, you kill them twice every week, and you can get faux hollow leaves that allow you to get unique mounts and minions and other stuff. In terms of difficulty, they're an EX, basically. That's what I would rank them as.
いやわかんないですよはい
PD チェックはやるんですかこれから
これからですこれからです
It's just a regular, it's a regular old EX but level 100. So if you synced Byakko right now, that's roughly what it would be, except for they bring it up to 100.
じゃないんで
いやいやいやいや
いや考えてごらん
Unreals are a lot of fun and the rewards are great.
まあまあまあまあまあまあ
いいわけないでしょ
集中できない。
集中できないよ。いやここもうちょっとさ素剣エフェクターかけといてくれりゃいいじゃんみたいな。
そういうところが気になります。
生声に近いんですよあれ。
はいはいはいはい。
なんでさ他の曲のさ当時とか自分のボーカルはさ
綺麗にね
めっちゃ調整してんのにあれひどいなと思って。いやなんでまあならないことを僕は祈ってます。はい。
じゃあそこにも注目していただいて、
注目しなくて。
Because they're doing Byakko, I would be pretty surprised. Well, they had Thornton last time after we did Zervan. I would expect to see Byakko, Suzaku, Seiryu, and maybe Tsukuyomi. Either Tsukuyomi. Yeah. Hey, new battle content. They're going to talk about the Savage Alliance raid. I'm telling you, that's what this is going to be. Or at least that's what the Crystal Tower stuff is over here. We're seeing Nier, Eureka, Crystal Tower. I think that's Void Arc? Or maybe that's Eureka, I can't tell. Oh, so he's talking about the interview. He's talking about the interview where he talked about Savage Alliance raids. Yoshi-P, and we're adding a new type of battle content. I've been talking about it in a few interviews already. Chaotic Alliance raids. What a proper name. Chaotic Alliance raids. Oh my god. Yeah, Foxhound, so 24 people? Well, it is an Alliance raid. Oh my god, what a great name. They're putting Savage Alliance raids, baby. I'm actually pretty excited for this, I'm not gonna lie. Especially if the challenge level is like EX or slightly below, it's gonna be so much fun. Alliance Day. Foxhunt, so this is a 24-man ultimate? I really hope not. Please be a 24-man like EX. Please be closer to like DSR, or not DSR, Regine Savage. Yoshi-P. Oh, no. We would make everyone retire. Yoshi-P. We wanted to have a sort of extreme feel. Let's fucking go! Okay, guys. Eorzean Archives does some chaotic alliance raids. We're gonna be doing that shit. That's gonna be like we're gonna be running events like that. Yoshi-P. But then the developer, Mr. Ozma, said oopsie and turned it a bit more savage than extreme. We were this close. We were this close. Speaking of, if you want to join us, you can join us over on our Discord, discord.gg/Eorzean Archives, where we do content all the time throughout the week together. We do looking for group stuff, but we also have regular content and events that we run, from maps to Mount Farms to Lore Book Club that I run every Friday. Also, you can check out our YouTube, Eorzean Archives. I don't know Ray or V if either of you guys are up, but if you want to do the links. Okay. Yoshi-P, we have only planned for this one for now, and depending on feedback, we will add more in the future. The one that they're adding is Cloud of Darkness Chaotic, so fucking called it. Foxconn, oh, so that's why she's on the patch art. Fucking called it. Chaotic Alliance raid Cloud of Darkness. So my question is it just going to be one fight? So is it going to be you just fight Cloud of Darkness as a 24-man? Interesting. It's almost more like a 24-man trial, really. Foxconn. Oh, so that's why she's in the back. Yeah. Yoshi-P, there are no trash mobs. There is no road to the last boss. It's just, interesting. So it's really more of a trial, of a 24-man trial in some ways. Cloud of Darkness is gonna have an extreme suck. Get in the car, we're taking T to go. Or this is Call of Duty, Cloud of Darkness. I need to go to bed at some point. Oh.
今まで新しいものを見せた時の
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. This is either gonna be chaotic alliance raids are either gonna be. I'm gonna definitely do one, and I'm either gonna be like, this is some of the most fun I've had, or I'm going to be so frustrated and annoyed. I don't know which it's gonna be. I genuinely don't. Dochidemoi. I would not expect people are going to be actively doing a lot of duty findering this. I would expect people are going to be party findering a lot of this. Or having 23 other friends. Foxconn, what is this? Yoshi-P, what do you mean? It's the Cloud of Darkness. Great. They took the Cloud of Darkness from Eden and put it with the... We heard you like Cloud of Darkness. We took Cloud of Darkness, put Cloud of Darkness in your Cloud of Darkness. You can Cloud of Darkness while you Cloud of Darkness. The fucking took the Eden Cloud of Darkness. God damn it. So like 6 people are doing Eden Cloud of Darkness while a bunch of other people are doing... This is gonna be some chaos. Yoshi-P, clearly enumeration towers. I bet you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I bet you there are more back there, and I may have missed 1 or 2 of the dots here. Yeah, I bet you there's towers for all 24 people, and you have to make sure that enough people are taking them. Can't wait for High Seraph Ultima Chaotic. It is gonna be some wild shit. I will say, I am kind of sad, like, I hope we get, like, a Xande. That they're doing Cloud of Darkness makes me worry that they're... Like, if they do it haphazardly and they just kind of do whatever boss sounds fun, that's fine, if they're not doing it in order. But I hope that we're not just seeing, like, we're skipping Xande, or even Phlegathon, or that we won't see, like, if for the Nier raids we're only going to be her in Fluorescence, we're not going to see the other ones. Yoshi-P, there are unique rewards for this mode. More on that in the next producer live letter, but it's a changed reward system that does give incentive to repeatedly clear and help others out. I like that. That's rad. I really hope that's not like that's basically you can clear as many times as you want, and if you help others out, you get even, like, yes, please. Have a system that incentivizes veterans to help other people out, especially with something that's like 24 men like this. Yoshi-P, I don't want to call it Savage. I don't think it's quite on the level of a 4th Savage floor. Okay. I mean, if it's on the level of something like a P1 or like an M1. It's level... Yes, it will be level 100 battle content. It'll be current content. I don't know of any example of battle content that has ever come out in a... Like this that has ever been below. Maybe I'm wrong. But like patch content is always at max that I can think of. I mean, obviously a limited job is different, but... Yoshi-P, we're waiting on your feedback for this one. Yeah, limited jobs is different though. Maybe we part of M2N. I mean, if it's on M2N normal, people are going to be face rolling this. Because M2 normal is not... M2 normal is very easy. Hey! New ultimate raid. We're going to get a little bit of information, maybe an image, maybe 2, but we're not going to get much beyond that. I bet you money. Yoshi-P. Oh, who is most excited for this in 7.1? Yoshi-P. Oh, that's a few. So it looks like we're going to see an Oracle of Light and Darkness. So either they're going to combine the same way that like Mitron and tried to combine with Gaia with Logriff, right? Maybe they'll combine. Maybe Reen will become the Oracle of Light, but also the embodiment of somehow the embodiment of Eden. That's part of that could also be one of the things that could happen. as a Sin Eater, that kind of makes sense.
まず
Yoshi-P, I've always told to take care of my health, especially the mental one. So please, guests and viewers, take care of your health when you challenge this content.
そうね
Yeah.
さっきの2人どこ行った
We knew that Ultimate Fate Breaker was going to be a thing. That's one of the few things we already knew for sure.
そうですね。
再び
Anybody else look at him and ever think of Braska's final Aeon? That just me?
このフェーズだけでもやりてえのいやめちゃめちゃ
I bet you we're going to see, like, Oracle of Darkness or something.
ね強いんだろうな。
But the final stage is going to be something else. Hey! Fucking Oracle of Darkness, yep.
これはわかんないけどやばそう。
Okay, so that's the second phase. Those are both second phases from the last set of 4. So we're probably just skipping over the primals altogether to some extent, or they're going to be, like, phased in not as singular fights, but as, like, parts or mechanics.
初手こいつかもしれない。
始まってフェーズを遡るっていう新しい遊びになってるかもしれない最初が一番難しいみたいな
すごいな。なんかいろんなものがギルンギルンしてますけど、なんで
Is she inside ley lines? No, those are her. When she like does I forget dark something. That's her time mechanic. From E12S.
そう 5.x の
She junctioned the primals to her. I get that joke.
あそうなんだ。
はい
I mean, top was just Omega. True, but to be fair, there were like 6.
まあもうちょっと
There were
カットショット
1,
的にこれ以上は
2,
勘弁してください
3, 4 separate forms that you could do with Omega. Because you could do Bug, you could do Twins, you could do Eldritch Nightmare, and you could do Dynamis Eldritch Nightmare.
7.0リリースの、2週間後
7.1が出て
いや
から、
1が
そうですね。
出て2週間1週間
2週間ですかね。
1週間だっけ
1週間か。
Yoshi-P, delay spell was something we introduced in this raid series. Actually, it was Mr. Ozma who came up with that. I'm not sure whether this was 1 or 2 weeks after 7.1's release, but it won't be on the same day as 7.1. So Ultimate will not be on day and date for patch. It will be a week or two later.
ということで、次はこちらをご紹介したいと思います。どうぞ。
おお
落差。
Domin Mahjong update.
マージャンアップデートということで。
Does anyone in NA play Domin Mahjong? I'm sure people do, but like,
東京ドームで歌ったスリルラブハーを歌った声優さんがなんかの放送でバラしてたような気がする
なんか言ってましたね。
今回のアップデートは
give me an update to Chocobo riding instead.
はい。
Voice reaction and commentary from the Scions will be added.
追加が行われます一体どういう
That sounds funny enough that I'm kind of curious. I'll play a little bit. I'll play along. That is kind of cute. That is genuinely kind of cute. I'll give it to him. Look, John, I want Blitzball more than I want life itself, but I can't have nice things. So, yes, I want Blitzball more than anything in this world, and it was what I was going to start with when I opened my mouth. But it makes Yoshi-P cry every time I tell him I want Blitzball.
僕がこう打ってる時に
はい。
この辺にアルフィノがいてくれたり
Yoshi-P,
アリ勢にいてもらって
you're buying these with MGP and the Gold Saucer.
声をかけてくれる
Yoshi-P, I have some voice lines prepared. So basically, you buy the Scion's voice lines for Mahjong as like a separate item you can buy with MGP and the Gold Saucer.
お願いします。
That's Alfie knows.
そういうことか。なるほど。リーチよ、走れ。
もうエンタープライズ発信あんのかなと思ってで
Yeah, they're basically like announcer packs. Yeah, that's not a word. I dream, John. I dream.
煽りじゃない
褒められたのかな。よくわからない。
2茶とかでこれ言われたら
And that's a fun little thing to also spend MGP on if you care to. So, like, that's cool. And, like, look, even if I may not enjoy Domin Mahjong, a lot of people really enjoy Domin Mahjong, so.
さないでくださいねってさらにもう一個ございます
Oh, Flora, why'd you put that in my brain? Now I want it for Triple Triad, too.
これは負けたやつですな
That'd be actually pretty rad.
はいはいはい。
Fucking Graha Tia doing announcer packs for my Triple Triad play.
まあ振り込んじゃった時とか上がった時
Justinian.
とか
Nice capture.
いろんな局面に対して声が当たっており
Even just Justinian saying, like, the things like, Fallen Ace.
声優さんまで大変楽しくやっていただきましたんでぜひですねまあ麻雀大好きでね14をほぼ麻雀ソフトとして遊んでるって方も結構いらっしゃい
Foxhound,
ます
they aren't even teasing but straight up cheering. Yoshi-P, some of our VAs are Mahjong experts. Some have no idea what they were recording, but that was pretty fun.
はいクルールとかね
That'd be, oh man, yeah. Okay, now I really want
そうですね
triple triad announcements.
もうなんか振っても振り込んじゃっても積もられても、負けてももう次があるさみたいなさ、感じだと思うんだけど、もう安虎さんでしょ一番怖いの。
怖いです
Yoshi-P says I'm most scared of your Stoa.
それを切るなって言ったのよ私みたいな言いそうじゃない。
言いそう
Yeah, there's 2 pages, and so you've got all the main sounds, but like you could get unlock more.
ぜひですね、ゴールドソーサー MGP ね、たくさん面白い方もいらっしゃると思いますんで、楽しんでいただけたらと思います。
はい、本日ご紹介したい項目もう一つございます。見てみましょう。
まあ、今回の 7.1、パート1
I saw a second into the future.
ハウジングのアップデートに関しての
Housing updates! I know a lot of you are about to rejoice. Okay, for all of you who are hyped, go ahead and do it. Get hyped. And if you got emotes, or if you spent $1 and became a member of T, you'll have emotes. If you got emotes, Doddle Brooms it now! Rejoice in the glory of housing! Select interior designs from different residential areas regardless of the location of your plot. Cool. I don't know if you'll get moon housing, but we've definitely got cosmic exploration, so.
内装のリフォーム機能という、新しい新機能が追加されます。内装を丸ごと取り替える、まさにリフォームをするという仕組みです。でですね。
Solution 9 housing. I mean, look, Solution 9 apartments should exist if they don't. That's just ridiculous. Have there ever been B city houses, though? Kugane, A city. Ishgard, A city. Starting cities, A, B, C.
他のリージョンのでもいいじゃないかと。
なるほどね。
いうことで、
自由化が進みました。
選べるように。
Yoshi-P, the exterior will still be limited to the housing district regions. We felt changing that would be wrong, but the interior, that's fine. So you can make your house in Ishgard look like a Gridanian interior. You just can't make the exterior look like Gridanian. We also have a new interior design. Oh, multiple new interior designs which are going to be added. New interior designs will be added. So more ways to make your house unique. This looks like a lot of the cheapo houses that I know. I mean, not obviously in size, but this reminds me a lot of the like cheaper houses that I know in like Wisconsin and Minnesota. Like if a house that was built in like the 60s or 70s. Those thin like white rails. Hey, now that's more up my. Like that.
まあ本当に長らくね、14、ハウジングが公開されたのパッチ 2.1
だったと思います。
まあそこから本当に長らくね遊んでいただいて本当に信じられないぐらい素晴らしい
Pillars
ロールプレイねしていただいてるんですけど、
I'm happy for you, Giselle.
なくなりましたんで、これを利用してこうさらにねいろんな内装をこだわっていただけたらなと。
Yoshi-P, we had housing since 2.1, a long time, but we finally made it. Interiors without pillars. Reforming is very expensive in real life. We were giving it to you for free, as often as you want, so you can move the pillars around at will. Dude, so many people have been waiting for this. This is very... Mount Gulksa. Dude, a bunch of venues are gonna get so excited. It is really weird seeing it so open. I'm getting the jacket.
いろんなレイアウトに切り替えて内装を変えて、まあいろんなパターンちょっと楽しんでもらえた方がいいだろうということで、これはもうシステム的にで、じゃあ今も
I finally won't have a pillar in my bathtub.
ってるよっていう場合、これ全部撤去してからじゃないと変えらんないのっていう疑問もあると思うんですけど、全部我々が
Yoshi-P, what if you already have have items placed? We're putting it all in storage. You don't have to do it manually one by one, but you do have to replace them. So if you want to reconfigure the house and where the pillars are, you will need to put your items in storage. You will basically need to clean house. And there you'll be able to clean it all in one go, just press a button, put everything in storage, but you will need to like reset up the house.
まあようやくこれが皆さんに公開できたので、ちょっと今次に計画しているのは、こちらは無料です。内装のリフォームはまあ無料でいいんですけど、まあ家の中、ドアをくぐって、家の中に。
See, Tam, you say that, and now I'm just imagining all I want is an MC Usher house.
でもいいんじゃないかと思いまして。
It's more of like a blank canvas that way, yeah.
まあ S サイズの家の中に入ったら、まあ
A save layout button, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. We were also thinking, once you enter the house, it's basically a different dimension, right? Where are you going with this?
開放させていただいて、ただこちらはお題いただきますよ。頑張ってね、L の土地購入された方ね、おいおいちょっと勘弁してくれってなるんで。
And we give you the interior changes for free, but we were thinking, once you enter an S house, why can't it be a, once you enter a small house, why can't it be a large inside?
それは将来的に来るってことです。
はい、これは今回じゃないんですけど、今次の計画として進めてますので、そっちはもうちょっとお待ちください。はい。
This is not for 7.1.
の配置設置数のそもそもの増加に関しても、作業中ですので、多分あと1か2パッチぐらいでいけると思いますんで、もう少々お待ちください。はい。はい、ありがとうございます。
So it looks like they're going to make it so that you can have a large interior even if you have a small exterior. But in the future, you can select the internal size of your house. You can change it as often as you want, but it will cost gil. So guess what? As long as you have a house, you have a large house. Congratulations. Yokitakimashita. I need to start buying those soundtracks, especially if I want the bonus minions. Also, I just like having physical things. I feel like quite a few of you are quite excited. Can I get a like a registration for the house people of like how much of a big difference this is for you? Because I'm gonna be honest, I have a house, but I'm not a huge housing person. They hope to implement this housing change in 1 or 2 more patches. So 7.2 or 7.3 is their hope. Okay. Y'all excited. Yoshi-P, it would be unfair to players who fought hard to get an L plot, so upgrading the inside will be costly. I mean, honestly, as a gil sync, I think that's actually pretty fine. There was no comments on furniture slot increases. The next little bit should be mainly merchandise stuff. So they released these a couple days ago, but they've got the Final Fantasy XIV. I actually have this for playing the FFC Final Fantasy TCG. They've got keychains of all the different jobs plus Emmett Selk's Convocation Stone. I think it's only Emmett Selk's, if I'm not mistaken, because I looked for the others and it was just his. And then they have a calendar. Hey, okay, so they do have a link to that. That is a nice shirt. It's very cute.
なかなか可愛いデザイン。可愛いです可愛いですね。まあ僕だ顔と一緒に写すとねちょっとあんまりね。なるほど。ありがとうございますありがとうございます。そうそう。可愛い。これは可愛い。これは可愛い。はいはい。はい。あと手に持っていただいて今日講談師モードになって。
I think you can still buy the magnets, Kirillea. But I see if you're saying about the new ones, yeah. I will point out that I don't know for sure, but there's a good chance that this will mainly just be merch and that there won't be much else announced. This was the part 1, so this is usually the much lighter one, and then as kind of like a preparatory, and then going into the part 2, which should be probably October. late October. We're talking like maybe right around Halloween or really early November is when we'll get live letter, the part 2 live letter. Oh, the magnets are not currently listed in the store anymore? Oh, well, I'm glad I have. Man, I wanted to get the trust with beachwear, but I can't be bothered to level them up. I mean, here's one thing you can do. Literally, for the most part, you can just, like, if you're second monitoring something, just do trust slowly that way. Or, like, walk forward, let them fight the enemies, then go, like, play whatever other game you're doing, and then just walk forward a little more. I do that all the time while I'm working. That's how I leveled up all my trusts. Good night, Tim!
それではお知らせ事も以上ですので、最後前に出て締めのコメントをしていただきたいと思いますので、よろしくお願いいたします。いやいやいや。いやー。駆け足でしたが。いや違う、さすがに。
That's it for the producer live letter. Foxcom, we sped through that. Honestly, I'm shocked. They really did speed through that. Yeah, I wouldn't expect to see part 2. I would expect to see part 2 about a month from now. This was the 3rd panel I did today. 2 was already exhausting. Dude, I tell you what, I feel that, man. I did a panel for Aethercon, then I was talking with a bunch of you guys for 5 hours, then I did this. Trust X people. Where did they announce that, Zorain? Or have they just done that in 5.55 and 6.55? Part 2 will be all the cool stuff showcased in October. Yeah. Yeah, awesome, Leandro. Yeah, big recommend for that. Some bosses you may need to do some stuff, but honestly, as long as you're kind of half-heartedly doing it, you'll be fine. And honestly, even just doing the bosses is not bad. Since all the trash is taken care of. And on that bombshell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Japanese audience. They're a lot less raucous than Western audiences, which can be a mixed bag. It can be a good thing, but it can also be a much more less energy. Thanks Yoshi-P. Thanks everyone for coming. This was only part 1 of the producer live letter. There will be a part 2 at a later date. There are still things about graphics updates, details with characters. I have made posts about a few of those changes a few days ago. The dev team is working hard to bring you a good 7.1. Please look forward to it. Yeah, usually the live letter before a patch, it comes out about 2 weeks beforehand. They're just talking about taking photos. 方にはちょっと一旦締めとさせていただければと思います。
はい。このプログラムを持ちましてもいい時間なので、スクエアニックスのステージコンテンツも。It's interesting. Yoshi said he made a post a couple of days ago. Anyone know what he was talking about? Maybe it was in Japanese only. I don't remember seeing any written post about.
まあ本当にね、いつもスクエアエニックス全般ね、いろんなゲーム、それから漫画も含めて応援していただいて本当にありがとうございます。この東京ゲームショウでもこのスクエアニックスブース、もう連日大盛況で、まあいろんなゲームのね、使用していただいて、まあすごくね、いろんな方の笑顔に触れられた。
There was the Japan Expo, but
引き
that's
続
all
き
I'm
全
saying.
社挙げてスクエアニックス、まあ14だけじゃなくてね、頑張っていこうと思いますので。
Yoshi-P, we want to take a few pictures of people who attended here. Thanks everyone who's watching. Thanks everyone for watching Square Enix panels. Thanks everyone for following. That should be it. Yeah. Okay. So, I guess we'll be around wrapping it up there for Humiya as well. At some point I need to sleep. I have not slept. Thanks all for joining in. Yeah, not a bad live letter. Pretty light, but honestly, that's what every part 1 is like, especially particularly 7.1. I'm a little surprised they didn't talk at all about some of their thoughts about 7.0. I'll be curious if we get any of that, or if we don't get much of that at all, or if they're only in the written documents that we'll see with Yoshi-P. Because we obviously had the live letter 68 post Endwalker, but seeing as that was the end of an arc, and also we had a lot of people who were like, oh no, Final Fantasy XIV is gonna be winding down. It was a little bit more of him coming on being like, hey, we're not winding down. Hey, here's our plans for the future. We've got graphical updates and all sorts of things coming on. Everybody chill. Everybody breathe. It's going to be fine. No one, so I think that's probably more where that came from. But yeah, friendly reminder, if you want to join us, you can join us over at Discord, discord.gg/Eorzean Archives. We'd love if you also check out our YouTube channel, the Eorzean Archives. Right now, I'm currently coming back into content creation after having taken a little bit of time off for health reasons. There will be a short that should be out within the next 2 days or so, and then regular content creation will be happening over the course of October more regularly after I finally move in, because it has been to my house because it's been delayed like 2 or 3 times. But yeah, so there should be doing the Dawn Trail replay stream sometime in mid-October. Beyond that, if you want to support us on patreon.com, you can, obviously, but also right now there's not a lot of rewards going out beyond just thanks and naming credits. Discord. If you want to join our FC, we have an FC on Crystal Curl, and we're more than glad to have a bunch of y'all if any of you guys want to join. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting, but that should be about it. Thank you, Ray, for hitting the links. Sorry I missed the start. Yeah, no worries. There's always the VOD. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evenings, mornings, whatever time it is for you. And yeah, 7.1's coming up. We've got, since we know it's now mid-November, which honestly we already did know that. So hey guys, you got about a month and a half to do anything you want to do in 7.0 to prep yourself for 7.1. Big recommendation, do the role quests, because the 5th role quest is always quite a banger. It was a banger in Shadowbringers, it was a banger in Endwalker, and I probably think it's going to be a banger this time. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to show you plush sticks, and I'm also going to sleep because I have been working for about 24 hours. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your times. See you guys.